The Glock 43X is arguably the most recommended carry gun in America, and honestly, it deserves a lot of praise. But after owning one, carrying one, shooting one, and talking to hundreds of other Glock 43X owners, I've noticed something interesting. There's a few things most owners don't talk about. Not because they're hiding them, but because once a gun becomes popular enough, people start talking about the compromises they're making. And every carry gun has compromises, even this one. Today we're talking about the things the Glock 43X owners know, but don't want to always admit. Welcome back to Glockaholic 76. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you like the video, hit the like button. It helps us get seen by more people just like you. Today we're breaking down the Glock 43X and whether it's truly deserving of its reputation as one of the best concealed carry pistols available. Most people look at the Glock 43X and think, that's it. That's the perfect carry gun. If you spend enough time on YouTube, Reddit, Facebook groups, or any gun forum, you'd think the Glock 43X solved concealed carry forever. But here's what nobody is talking about. Outside of the Glock circles, yes, there are other firearms out there, and a lot of shooters don't even like the Glock 43X. Some hate it just because it's a Glock. Some think the Glock 19 shoots better. The Glock 26 shoots softer. Some think the Sig P365 or the Hellcat or the Shield Plus have already passed it. And some former Glock 43X owners quietly went back to carrying larger guns. And that's where it gets interesting, because the Glock 43X isn't trying to be the easiest gun to shoot. It's not trying to be the smallest gun to carry. And it's definitely not trying to have the highest capacity, as these originally launched with 10-round magazines. Now, yes, we all know by now the Glock has teamed up with Metgar and made these beautiful metal 15-round magazines. But the 43X is trying to live somewhere in the middle. It's slimmer than your Glock 19. It's lighter than a Glock 19. For some people, that difference is everything. But once you start adding magwells and 15-round magazines, or if you just have your original 10-round magazines, which came with the older versions, some shooters just start asking a very uncomfortable question. If my Glock 43X is, with the new 15-round magazines, taller than a Glock 19, if you have the 48, it's going to be the same length, but the difference in length here is not a whole lot. So it's almost as long as a Glock 19. It definitely does not shoot as good in this configuration. What problem am I solving? Before the Glock fans start sharpening their pitchforks, hear me out. After shooting and comparing the Glock 43X against everything from the Glock 26 to the Glock 19 and several of its biggest competitors, I've come to the conclusion the fans and the critics are getting it wrong. And here's exactly what we're going to talk about today. When I picked up the Glock 43X, I was chasing the perfect middle ground. It was smaller than your Glock 19. It was more shootable than the original Glock 43 because of the longer grip. It definitely has that slim profile. It had good capacity when it was 10 rounds, but now it's 15, so capacity is right in line with everything else. It has huge aftermarket support. It's a Glock. On paper, it looked like Glock finally solved the concealed carry puzzle. My first impressions were I liked it. The grip felt thin but comfortable, maybe a little bit too thin for me, so I added these Hogue grips. It pointed like a Glock. The size felt in line with something like a Smith & Wesson Shield. I got one here. This is the older version, and you can see these footprints are very, very similar, with the exception of maybe a little bit more length. The Glock 43X and the original M&P 9 Shield are very, very similar in size. And then if you took something along the lines of a Sig P365 XL, a very similar platform. By the way, all these pistols you see here are clear. There is no ammo anywhere on the table. We're going to make sure that we are 100% safe at all times. I understand why everybody was recommending the Glock 43X. I found a few things that stood out that I don't hear getting discussed. The first one might surprise a lot of people, but here's something interesting. The hardest part of concealing most pistols for a lot of people isn't the slide length. Now, yes, if you're carrying appendix, there is, only so much space that you can use. But for the most part, people are looking for that height. The length of the grip to the top of the slide, this area here, this is the area that most people find difficult to conceal. The grip is what's going to usually print through your clothes. It's the part that's going to sit in your waistband most of the time, and that length and the pressure that's getting pushed out is more than likely the area that would print if it was going to. Which brings us directly to the first thing that many owners don't admit. The Glock 43X gets called a micro compact all the time, but let's be honest. This grip is basically a Glock 19 length. Now it's even longer with the 15-round magazines than your Glock 19. It shoots better than the original Glock 43. But it's also the one reason it can print more than people expect compared to something with a shorter grip like your P365. I mean, look at that height difference. Look at that. I mean, that is a huge difference with concealability. Now, I know this has got 15 rounds and this is your 10-round magazine, but even if I was to take the X Macro 17-round magazines and slap it into P365, look at that. I mean, actually, they're very, very close. It's almost identical if I line it up minus the optic. But that's crazy. Look at that. You're going to get more rounds. This is going to be, lengthwise, you line them up slide to slide. The P365 is got 3/4 of an inch or so. Your P365 grip, I mean, I have a Hogue grip on both of these pistols, but if you can tell there, this jets out higher too because of the Glock angle here compared to the Sig angles. This is not a micro compact pistol, but is it really a subcompact pistol? With the Glock 43X versus the Glock 19, these are not even close in weight, in thickness. If anything, there needs to be another class of pistols because this sits between your micro subcompact and your subcompact. So the Glock 43X kind of created its own unique division, if we'll say, because it's not your micro, it's much taller, but it's not as thick as your subcompact. A lot of new carriers buy a 43X expecting magical concealment compared to the old Glock 26. This pistol is clear. This is a 12-round magazine. So you have 12 plus 1 if that's the way you wanted to run this. Compared to the Glock 26, or even maybe a Glock 27, which is a very, similar footprint, this is going to be a thicker pistol. Now, if we were going to look at height-wise on these two, now again, there is an optic on here, so I'm going to make sure I line them up right. With the 12-round magazine and no magazine in your Glock 43X, they're very, very close. 10-round magazine, you have 10 here, 12 here. They're very, very similar. It's a tough comparison. Some of those pistols, the smaller ones, like your Glock 26, your Glock 27, ultimately conceal better because of that shorter grip. And even though they are heavier and thicker, and in some cases don't have as many rounds, if you're considering the new Glock 43X 15-round magazines. So new shooters discover very quickly that the grip is still the hardest part to hide. The slimness helps tremendously. You can tuck this closer into your body depending on your shape and where you're carrying it, but it's not invisible. And depending on your body type, a shorter grip just may conceal easier. That doesn't make the 43X bad. It's simply the trade-offs that nobody is mentioning. This may make some Glock 43X owners uncomfortable. The 43X shoots good out of the box, but for me, not great. But comparing the 43X or the Glock 48 to a Glock 19, these are gonna have a little bit more punch. They're not as flat. Physics doesn't care about the internet's opinion. Less weight is going to equal more felt recoil. Now, is that unpleasant? Absolutely not. But one reason some experienced shooters return to the Glock 19 is because the larger grip, heavier weight allows this pistol to shoot faster. Many people won't admit the 43X is a compromise. It's a very good compromise. This next one is probably the biggest secret of them all. Think about how many Glock 43Xs you see online. Ever noticed all the extras on those pistols? We can start with something like the Radian Ramjet Afterburner. Then you add an optic. Then in some cases, you might want to add a light. Then you're going to throw in a different trigger. Maybe you want a magwell. Maybe you want a magazine extension. Maybe you want extended controls like I have on this particular 43X. Then you can get into custom slides, aftermarket barrels, and at some point you have to start asking yourself, if the Glock 43X is so perfect, why is everybody changing it? And here's my conclusion. The Glock 43X is an incredible foundation, but most owners end up customizing it to solve their specific problem. And that's not criticism, that's reality. And if you say it's important to you, then it's important. That in itself means something. Even a great carry gun isn't perfect for everyone. So the original 10-round capacity was one of the biggest criticisms of the Glock 43X. The aftermarket options quickly arrived. Shield arms, PSA micro dagger magazines, and now with the new 15-round OEM options, suddenly capacity wasn't the problem anymore. Or was it? Because now the debate has shifted, not capacity anymore, but how reliable is the new 15-round OEM magazine. Reliability is being tested as some owners are starting to now report issues with these magazines, and some are keeping their Shield or PSA magazines because, let's be honest, if it's not broke, don't fix it, and they've invested heavily in some of that equipment. Yes, it's nice to have your OEM products, but this isn't even made by Glock. This is made by Metgar. The original conversation about the Glock 43X really never ended. It just evolved. some people eventually go back to those larger pistols. And not because the 43X failed, it's because their priorities change. They get better at carrying. They become more comfortable concealing larger guns. They value shootability more than the slimness. And suddenly a Glock 19 starts looking attractive again. That's not a knock on the 43X. I'll save this for a different video, but the Glock 48 is also an interesting choice. I get a lot of questions about the Glock 48 comparing it to the Glock 19, and lengthwise, they are the same. I don't want you to forget about the Glock 48, as there's a lot of owners out there, and I get a lot of comments from folks that the Glock 48 may be that sweet spot. So we're going to get one of those for a future video. But that just makes more of an argument for the best carry gun is different for everybody. As far as reliability, out of the box, in my experience, I immediately jumped on the PSA magazines, and with a few hundred rounds through the new Glock 15 round OEM magazines, I haven't had any issues. Shootability, it's a slim pistol. For me, I needed to make it thicker with the Hogue grips. Depending on your hand size and depending on your comfort level, the original grip may be perfect for you, or you might find another option. And the biggest pro with this is the balance between the concealment and the shootability. As far as Glocks go, if you take the weight, the thickness, and the overall capability with the 15-round capacity, the Glock 43X and even the Glock 48, they're hard to beat in that Glock lineup if that's what you're looking for. The biggest con, because this sits directly in the middle between your baby Glock and your Glock 19, I think the Glock 43X doesn't fully dominate the concealed carry category because people like the shootability and the larger size of the Glock 19, or they want the more concealability from the height standpoint of the Glock 26. And you also get the versatility of being able to use those Glock 19 magazines right in your Glock 26 if you are already into that ecosystem. Definitely not going to be the easiest gun out there to conceal. Now, it's not difficult to conceal, but there are a lot of smaller options that may shoot better, may not. That is a whole nother video in itself. What won't Glock 43X owners admit? The answer is simple. The Glock 43X isn't perfect. It's just really, really good. The grip can print. The gun is punchier than a compact. Most people will modify them. The magazine debate hasn't really stopped. Some shooters eventually move back to the heavier big brother or sister of the Glock 19 because it provides you that better shootability. And despite all of that, the Glock 43X still remains one of the best-selling carry guns on the market. I trust the Glock 43X absolutely. I've trusted it before. I will trust it tomorrow. And I'd recommend it to most people looking for a thin, lightweight, concealed carry gun, but I'd also tell them the entire story, not just the highlights. If you found this video helpful and you want to see more of Glockaholic 76, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. And if you like this video, like it. If you didn't, don't. Either way, I'd love to hear your thoughts. So let's settle this. What is the biggest thing Glock 43X owners don't admit? If you have one, share it. If you don't have one, let us know what you think. Do you carry one? Do you switch away from it from time to time? Have you switched away from it permanently? Or do you think it's still the king of concealed carry? Drop your thoughts in the comments. As always, I appreciate you watching my videos. Train smart, shoot often, stay ready. Glockaholic 76. Talk to you soon.